Jared is helping to run his campaign, who introduced me. So I know you're probably going to be doing stand-ups, things like that later. We're doing okay on the money front, from what I understand. It's the boots on the ground that we probably will need some help, and I think this race is going to be important when it comes to name recognition, because there's not going to be a lot of coverage. Unfortunately, a great reporter for the Patriot Ledger is out on paternity leave. We don't have a lot of contested races, so you're not going to probably see much or read much. And I think that heightens the importance of having some name recognition like yard signs out. So we're excited to see Rick as our next Weymouth Town Councilor. And I'm learning more about him. I never knew all of his history. I didn't know he's third generation. And interesting career in the service and all that. You might hear about that, so I don't want to steal too much of your thunder. Without further ado, our next town councilor at large, Rick Coughlin. Thank you. I got nothing else to say, Bob. Just said it all. All right, let's go.
But seriously, I'm humbled by this, and Bob had mentioned that the day after we talked, I had gone home and talked to Cheryl. I made a couple of phone calls, talked to some other people. Those of you who know me well, I prayed about it and came back and said, you know what, everybody has been affirming, let's go ahead and do it. I went and I pulled my papers that next morning, and we have a family out in Wisconsin that we're coming in 2 weeks to stay for a week. And I just said to Cheryl, my goal is to get these signatures all done within that 2 weeks so we can just spend the time with the grandkids, because a week after that was the deadline. The Monday morning, the end of that 2 weeks, that Monday morning I walked into town hall with the last of the signatures that were necessary. And again, I have just felt so much affirmation. I've gotten so much love, frankly, from people. And those of you who know me probably know much of this. I'm third generation in the town of Weymouth. My grandparents moved here in the on both sides, frankly, in the early 30s. Great story with one of them, I'll tell you sometime when we were together. My mom grew up on Academy Avenue. She used to joke to say that she grew up on Academy Avenue. She went to school in Academy Avenue. She went to work for the water department, which at the time was in the town hall on Academy Avenue. She said, I grew up, went to school, went to work on Academy Avenue. I thought I was going to die on Academy Avenue. We raised our kids here. I love the town. I've been in real estate in the community here and serving the South Shore for 40 years. My company's been here for over 30 years. It's a place that I have always found is a great place to do business. It's a great place to raise your kids. It's a great place to build relationships. It's an easy town to work in. You find people within this community, within the town government here. When you come to them with something, they're not going to turn around and just say, no, we don't want that, go away. It's going to be, well, we may not be wild about this, but have you thought about this? Or gee, let's see how we might be able to make this work. That's the sort of a community you want around us. We're moving in the right direction in this town, and one of the things, quite honestly, I had said to the mayor is that, look, if you tell me you're going to run again, then I'll think about it. And he told me that day, I pulled my papers, and I said, oh crap, no, I've got to do it.
There you go.
And so here I am. The truth is that when you look around at what's going on in Weymouth right now, with the fields, with the ball fields, the parks that we've had going on. Beals Park is being renovated right now. I grew up in North Weymouth. I got to tell you, that was a place that we'd sled every winter. And for the past 50 years, that's been going downhill. So to see that being rejuvenated now is wonderful to see. Then you take a look at the library. You take a look at all the roads, the improvements that have been done here. All this being done without a tax increase. This is a good town to work in, okay? It's a good town to live in. It's a good town to raise our kids. I want to make sure we keep that forward momentum going here. One quick anecdote, and I've told a couple of people here, and I've told others, but the woman who was my assistant for about 7 years had 2 high school kids who were in travel soccer leagues. They were down at Lovell Field one evening. She lives in Hanover. They were down in Lovell Field, down by Pingree School. She's standing next to a guy from Dover. He's next to her and he says, look at these fields. Why don't we have fields like these? Those of you who don't know, Dover is one of the wealthiest communities that there is in Weymouth, in Massachusetts. Okay, this town should be able to afford to do anything. Yeah, we've got fields that are second to none anywhere in the Commonwealth. Okay, they're bringing in revenue from some of these travel leagues. We've got Libby Field, which is bringing in revenue now, I think, from school. Yeah, a couple of them are using it as their home fields. And my mind's gone blank on the name of the other school. Anyway, all this is very positive for Weymouth. Weymouth used to be the poor cousin of the South Shore. People would settle for Weymouth. It wasn't a place that people said, yeah, I want to live there. It was a place that said, well, yeah, I can afford Weymouth. And that's the reason they came. No more. Weymouth is a place now where people want to move into, and I'd like to make sure that we continue that momentum and keep things going right. So my priorities, when you take a look at it right now, we got a lot of stuff going on for Southfield, the Union Point down there, okay? This is probably the largest development, certainly in eastern Massachusetts and possibly the Commonwealth, okay? There's been a lot of push and shove and whatever else. There's going to be a lot of it continuing on. This is a 20-year project that's going to continue on. This is not something that's going to be done in a couple of years. So stop complaining about how long it's taking, number one. There's been a lot of talk about, oh my goodness, there's not enough water, there's nothing else. The truth is, there's plenty of water in Weymouth to take care of us for the next several years, maybe even 10 years. With the development within Union Point, yeah, we're going to want some water there just because of the amount that's got to happen over there. And I think that the MWRA tying into that is a smart move. Not only for the development over there, but also for restoring the ponds that we've got right now. If you take a look at Whitman's Pond, how many people have been by Whitman's Pond recently? You can almost walk across the lily pads in that pond. Unfortunately, we got a secondary water source there. There's only so much you can do to it. Once we're tied into the MWRA, attention can be put to restoring those ponds to really improve the environment for them and really make those a place where people are able to have great recreation and really spend some good times around that pond. So there's a few things that I really have got my heart for. The development within the town, I want to make sure that's continuing to be done responsibly. And I'm thrilled with Bob Luongo and with the mayor, with the stuff that's been happening. I think for the most part, they're attentive. They're paying attention to what's going on. I want to make sure we continue to stay on that track. So a couple things I'm asking of you guys who are here. First of all, spread the word. Rick Coughlin for council. Talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, have them vote for me, please. I'm asking for that. If you're you got a place that you're willing to put a sign up, I'd love to have you take a sign. We've got some signs here. Please feel free to take one home with you tonight. And in about a month, I think it's about the first or second week of October, we can start putting signs up here in the town. Love to get those signs up. Write me a check. Love to have you support us because we've got mailings that are going to be going out. Bob had mentioned name recognition is huge. And as much as people have said, oh, everybody knows who you are, I had friends who were getting signatures for me during the signature drive who mentioned, we know who Bob is, but who's this Rick Coughlin? So not everybody knows me. Well, maybe not everybody admits that they know me. But the truth is that I really appreciate your support. I'm humbled by the number of people who come out this evening. Thank you for that. Grab a sign, put it out, talk to your friends, vote on November 7th. It's only 2 months away. So thank you again for your support. And please continue with the appetizers. One last thing I want to do. Forgive me. I want to thank Eric Hines and the Hines Group for letting us use this space tonight. The appetizers are complimentary. God bless them. They've been very, very kind to us. And so thank you very much for Eric and Kevin Hines and the whole group here. So give them all a round of applause if you would, please. Have dinner here. Have dinner at Stockholders. Get out to Enid Bay Point. And then the new restaurant is something Atlantic Steakhouse. Yeah, it's
71 degrees.
71 degrees at Atlantic Steakhouse, and it's the old Isaac's in Plymouth. So go down and visit that too.
Before we say goodbye, can I just give a quick shout out George Raymond, the guy that made Weymouth 400, right?
Yeah.
George Raymond Jr., excuse me.
Yeah.
And there's a guy here that everybody knows, Lou Rizzo over here.
Oh.
Now I don't know if he's here for himself or if he's on behalf of Senator O'Connor tonight. But
I'm here because I've known.
we're glad you're here.
Thank you. I've known Rick Coughlin for probably 40 years, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for this man. And this guy is truly someone that's going to benefit the town, and I'm thrilled to see that you're running.
Check's
Thank
in the
you.
mail. Thank you. So enjoy the rest of the evening. We got the place until 8.
forwarded the
Please,
email from
munge,
your friend.
drink up, enjoy. Thank you.
FYI, got that. I